Niacinamide has to be one of the easiest ingredients to build into a skincare routine, and I think it has a really special place in this series, My Skincare 101, going back to basics. And the reason is this: it's incredibly well tolerated, it's very versatile, and it's easy to find in skincare products because it's an easy ingredient to formulate with. So today I'm going to tell you where I think it's helpful, how you should be using it, and some of my top tips for getting the most out of niacinamide in your skincare routine. Now, niacinamide is actually vitamin B3, so that means it's an essential part of how our bodies function. When it comes to skin, it has a number of key benefits which I think are particularly helpful. So on the one hand, you have something that's anti-inflammatory. Now that means it's good for calming blemishes in acne. It means it's helpful in calming redness in rosacea. But unlike other active ingredients which have those benefits, it also boosts skin ceramide productions. Now, ceramides are these important molecules that help our skin form its essential barriers, so keeping the bad stuff out and keeping the good stuff in. So this balanced effect of anti-inflammatory on the one hand, ceramide building on the other hand, gives it unique abilities. And in particular, I think it comes into its really strong position when partnered with retinoids. Retinoids have a whole myriad of effects, and if you haven't caught that video, do watch it back. It's a great video if you're starting out in your retinoid journey. But I think of niacinamide as being a really helpful partner when it comes to going on your retinoid journey. Not only does it have this balancing act with ceramides and helping skin stay hydrated for longer, but it also has some very compatible benefits too. So when combined with the retinoid, you get a real synergy. And then when we think about redness-prone skin or those with rosacea, we know that not only do they have a problem with inflammation, but they also have a problem with barrier function. So the combination again is super helpful. So you've got a calming effect from an inflammatory point of view on the one hand, and then you have this barrier boosting effect on the other. So I find that those with redness prone skin do really well with niacinamide. Then pigmentation prone skin also gets some benefits from using niacinamide. In particular, it has this ability to stop the transfer of melanin, the pigment in our skin, from the melanocytes, which are the pigment cells, into the keratinocytes. So it interrupts the export of melanin. And again, that's helpful in those who are pigmentation prone. So you can now see that it's another one of these molecules with multiple benefits and is particularly helpful when you have overlap, when you have one condition and another overlapping in your skin. So if you're pigmentation prone, so perhaps you've got melasma and you've got acne, niacinamide is very helpful. And for those of you who've got a bit of acne and rosacea as well, and I'm guilty as charged, then it's helpful too. Now what that means is it's easy to build it into products that multitask, and I'm all about the multitasking. Let's not have a product just serving one function. So I find that niacinamide on its own in a serum doesn't really do much for me. That's not something I have a great amount of use for, but it can easily be layered with other active ingredients without any problems whatsoever. The whole story around vitamin C and niacinamide not sitting well together is a bit of a misrepresentation given where modern chemistry is now. So have no qualms about using vitamin C and niacinamide in the same routine. They work very well together and are particularly useful if you're worried about sun damage. So niacinamide is another ingredient that's really safe and easy to use, and it's fine to be used in pregnancy and if you're breastfeeding. And again, I think that's really reassuring. So if I was starting out, niacinamide might well be one of the first ingredients I build into a routine. And I think that because of the way it acts in the skin, it helps you prepare for stronger ingredients to come. So I find it really helpful with my sensitive skin patients to start them on something with niacinamide in it. So I might just start a routine with perfected basics of flawless cleanser, flawless moisturizer, and sunscreen, and then bring in the rest of it a little bit later on when the skin has been prepped in a way. Cells are firing in all cylinders, your barrier is nice and strong and robust, and again, it can just make skin that little bit more resilient. As a final note, niacinamide is one of the most helpful ingredients when it comes to the delicate parts of the skin. So particularly here and here. So the eyes and the neck, which are somewhat similar in that they have a really thin epidermis and are prone to irritation. So if you're going to get irritation anywhere when you start out using a new active ingredient, it can often end up being here and here. Even though you've applied the product to the thicker parts of the face, that's just how skin is. Things migrate. You accidentally brush the skin with the ingredient on the more sensitive part. So niacinamide is great for those areas where you want to build collagen, you want to preserve skin thickness. It helps build collagen too, but it's also supporting that essential barrier function, making those areas supported while still giving some stimulation. So that's niacinamide, an ingredient I can't imagine not having somewhere in my skincare routine. It's become that indispensable to me. And I just think it's such a great ingredient for its all-roundedness, for its versatility, for the benefits that you get from it, and the fact that it can be found in almost any skincare product. But I do think it's best in a leave-on product to have maximum impact. So I hope that was helpful. I hope that this series is building your confidence, that you are understanding which ingredients will work best for you and how to go about incorporating them into an effective skincare routine. If you're at a loss, though, do pop over to the website and check out our routine finder, which will help build a routine just for you and your concerns. And it will give you a structure so you can get started with that confidence. All right, guys, thanks for watching today. I'll be back again soon. Bye for now.